Yahoo! Prof here. Oh, let's flip you around this way. Is that better? Yeah. Prof here. And why are we here today? Well, you may have seen a previous video or may not. You should check it out after this one or before this one if you want. But I got a pair of Phillips Fidelio. What are they? X1s? Let's go check the box here. Yeah. Phillips Fidelio X1s. Ooh, that's a big stack of Pokemon on top there. See? Big stack of Pokemon. So, Phillips Fidelio X1s, brand new in box, $80. Like, we're talking sealed, factory sealed, everything on factory sealed off of eBay. Got the box right here to show for it. Well, for me, we could get some close-ups earlier. These ear cups feel like somewhat soft, rough carpet, and the foam is very much not memory. It's very stiff. After about an hour, I get a headache from these guys, and I need to remedy that. So, how are we gonna remedy that? Boom, right here. Sitting over here, I just had them off to the side. Dekoni pads. Now a bunch of you might be like, well, duh. They make Dekoni pads for the X1, Fidelio X series. Well, yes, but not really for the X1. They're really designed for the X2 HR. So much softer and so much softer material and so much squishier with a bit of memory there. See how it takes a little bit to pop back up? That's what you want. But those are for the X2 HR. These are I think these are the Choice Suede. Yeah, Choice Suede. Those would be my recommended ones. If that's the type of feel you want to the ear cups. I think the leather ones would make those a bit, make them a bit too dark. Well, what we need to do real quick is clean off the old work area here. Yep, there's kind of parts everywhere, isn't there? And you guys will see a video about that eventually. There, my LTT or LTX made screwdriver, and I got a black on black stubby. So let's get you mounted up, and we'll take a peek at what we're gonna do here. I got a bunch of I was gonna say phone parts. No, it's not phone. That's pen components and parts. They're just gonna pop over here. I cleaned out the used Stealth from Tactile Turn here. Put a new button on them. Put a new bolt on it from them. That's not all worn out. Cleaned out the inside where an ink thing had it exploded, and it is working. It is working beautifully. I had to pick it up because they finally put out another seasonal bolt. And that's the Ember. So let's get a rocking and a rolling. I'll get you guys. I found the phone mount, so we can actually get you guys mounted up here. Oh, it lost its womp womp. So the other half of you that aren't saying, oh, why can't you just swap out the pads? Dekoni makes them. Are probably saying, oh, there's no way you can swap out the pads because you can't do that on a X1. I think even the X2 non-HR you can't do because they're glued on. Incorrect. Here's the one thing though. If you have a set of these, especially the X1. This may actually only apply to the X1, but yeah, see this cable? Literally take this and throw it in the trash. That cable causes these headphones, which were originally $300, to sound as if they are worse than $100 headphones in my experience. Normally I would be like, copper's copper. You can use a freaking light wire to run speakers. I don't know what Phillips made that wire out of. People say, oh, it's a high impedance cable and that's why it sounds bad. I've had to use impedance adapters for 32 ohm headphones on 600 ohm amps and stuff like that, or ones that were designed for 600 ohms. I have never had it make them sound like ass. That cable makes these headphones, like I said, like I thought MDR V6s sounded better than these. There are other $100 or sub $100. Now remember, I got these for $80, but this is many years after they were new. And these were $300 new, right? Yeah. Swap out that cable. I just used an II one since it is just a 3.5 mil. So I just did 3.5 mil 1/4 inch. The II one that I know is good, that I happen to have right around here, popped in there, worked great. Just do not, if you buy a pair of X1s, because I prefer the X1. It also has my head almost goes up to there, but it does still fit. The newer, I think the X2 HR added this, where the headband's like this huge like halo thing. Because I have a pretty big head and these just fit. I have to imagine people with really big heads, these would not fit on. So I think that's why they adapted that. But yeah, so for those up there saying, oh, you can't do it with these, you can't. They are glued on, yes. That's also why Dekoni does ship with 3M glue, right? Because of the original X2, not X2 HR. I believe some or all of those are also glued on. And then the X1, like you could peel it off and stick it on. You got to peel these off though. However, according to a random, like I think I was gonna say, I thought it was Chinese, but I think it's actually Russian. It was something else I was looking at that was Chinese. You don't even need to do that, because on the Dekonis and the X2 HR and X3, there are little nubbins right here, right? That's how these mount. They're very similar to how the II ear cups mount, except reverse. II has the nubs on this side and they snap into the headphones. This has the nubs on the ear cup side. So same idea, different direction. Well, it turns out you can just buy those. And what I mean by that is essentially like this. This is a chubby cable. Let me 2x zoom on in here. This is a chubby cable strap that fell off. You just got to push the thing through here. But you see this little snap right there? Now this is not the right size. Oh, yeah, I can prove that. There you go. Right. Oh, put that in there. It doesn't retain. But that essential snap, which is used on stuff like wrist straps and cable ties and wallets and handbags and stuff, that sort of nub with the screw on the backside is actually exactly what needs to be put in here. That was added on the later versions of the X2. So all you have to do then is buy that. Now they linked an AliExpress thing. I was like, I can do that, but it'll take like 2 months to get here. Is there anything comparable on Amazon? Turns out there was. Still took like a month to get here because I ordered this before I went to LTX. Here are those little pegs. And we will verify that they work. This was literally like $4 or something. Let's turn this in a little bit more. See, this whole bag of them, which I need 8. I think this is 10. It was like $4. So now this should be the correct size. I can link it. It's literally like a forum post on like a forum. Boom. Check that out. Look at that. So, and I don't know if the holes are already in the headphones or not. We may have to drill holes for these. But somebody figured out the exact size that those need to be to properly mount any of the official, because they mounted their X1 to take X2 ear cups, because obviously they don't make X1 ear cups because they're not supposed to come off. Or in this case, the Dekonis. Why would I not put these on there? Now, realistically, just so you guys know, these are $50. I think they have a lower end model that's like 30 or 40, but either way, you're going to spend between adding a 3.5 mil cable of your choosing. You can use a cheap one off Amazon or get a really nice one custom made for you. Between that and actual good ear cups, you're going to be spending up for this, like, because these are actually scratchy by comparison. It feels like carpet on your head, especially if you're used to nicer ear cups, right? So what we're going to do here is pry off these. Oh, what the hell? I have pegs. What? Why were we replacing these then? Well, they put the glue in the pegs. Some of the pegs are glued shut, which we obviously do not want. Yeah, so there's the indexing pin here. That indexing pin goes towards the back. We may not have to do this whole mod I was doing. Let's find out. So there's the indexing pin right there. So that means this goes like this? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely goes on there. I mean, it could probably stay on better, but I'd have to cut and or break and or drill those out in order to make that happen, I think. I don't know if anybody's actually taken apart. I didn't see any pictures online of people taking apart X1s because I think once people found out they're glued, they just didn't pull them apart. Yeah, like that's on there. Watch. I'll find out. I'll put it on my head. Worst case, I peel off the 3M tape. Right? Oh, the ear hole is so much bigger. Holy jeez. Yeah, I think I'm going to run this without even the 3M tape peeled off. Worst case, if I find these pulling off, basically, there's supposed to be a peg right here. On some of them, it's on the ear cup, and on other ones, that peg is on the earphone, because on here it's on the earphone or ear cup, and on here there's a hole right there that matches up for it. So you just want that towards the back, as far as I can tell, because there's just an up and a down. Like they're wider here than they are here, but that is about it. Oh, so this whole thing, I'm going to keep these, obviously, because if those plastic clips ever break, and I spent my $5, but, like, apparently I could have been using the nice ear cups for, like, a month now. Oh, and something super odd. In the bag with these, right, was one random black wrist strap. No fucking clue why. yeah, I don't know. That clips on there just fine. It's not as nice as the newer ones, obviously. Because the newer ones do have that like ball type rather than this plastic clip type. And my only guess why they glued these is, I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me down below in the comments. See, they only put glue on the clips for mine. Is this just a newer pair of X1s that they went to this sort of clip design, and then they found out, oh, the plastic clips aren't good enough, so that's why later on the X2HR, maybe even X2, they went with those ball type things, and to mitigate falling off because they realized that the plastic clips weren't good enough, they put on glue so they wouldn't fall off, because they are friggin' on there. Like when I had to pry it off for sure. Worst case though, with these Dekoni pads, like I said, it's got the 3M tape on the back, so like you can use the pins on there to locate it, then just peel off the 3M tape, and it'll stick on. You know, that's why it's there. And they're coated tissue tape, double coated tissue tape. I don't even know what kind of double-sided sticky tape that is. But I'm sure you could easily stick that to it. If mine stay on without needing to do that though, I don't see a reason to oh, my puck cell. No, not my puck. That was knocked to a screwdriver for putting on heat sinks. Holy jeez. They're glued on, I'll give them that. Sort of a goopy glue too. Just making sure the inside of the clips is opened up. And it is for the most part. They put the glue actually around it. But yeah, see? Because there's also nothing, it looks like nothing in here that retained them. And we can test that really quick here with one of these pegs. That this is the exact size. I don't know if they measured it off of X2s or how they figured it out. It's just like, originally they were sewing, because what they showed is that this inner part comes off, and then they actually peeled this back to show that if you can see this seam right there, that's where it comes apart on the inside. You have to peel this backing off, and so they're actually sewing this together, which I would probably try and put different ear cups. Also, other people have like restuffed these. These do not feel well enough to restuff. Like, I think you guys are overthinking this. Like, I would have much rather tried a different ear pad on here. Yeah, like this doesn't even fit in the hole, this one. So it's my guess that that is not set up to like snap on like this is, where it's got like the rubber recesses in there. Yeah, that fits on really, really nice. It turns out I didn't probably... I'm just going to take the old ones, put them right back in the box that I have. Take these guys, just in case I need them in the future, put them right back in the Dekoni box. And, yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't need... to do or order anything, because they just fit just like they would on a pair of X2HRs. Well, that was an anticlimactic thing. Yeah, I'm putting these on. Oh, there you go. Yep. So peel the backing off. Let's try that real quick. I don't see replacing these again anytime soon. So let's see here. Yeah, you definitely need to with the standard clips. So I guess if you didn't want to stick them on and you wanted to do some, because you have to take apart this whole thing, get the speaker unit out, break out these clips. You could probably just use a pair of side cutters because there's already the holes set to the side. Here, let's see what I mean. So there's already holes here and here on the opposite sides of the clip. If you use a flush cut side cutter, you could probably just snap them right out. And then put the metal ones through. What I'm going to do though is, because these easily locate where it needs to go. You know, like boom, right? It's just not tight enough to retain it. I'm going to peel off this 3M tape and stick it like you're supposed to. Like it was designed to almost, or something. I just got to find a good place to peel it up from. There we go. So orientation says this. Yeah, the hole's in the back. This hole is in the back. I don't know if I can punch it out. Oh, look, it'll stay as a dot. There you go. Perfect. So let's just some double stick tape, line it up. I would say push it down. Generally for this double stick tape you want 30 seconds. Let's see if I can get a nice even pressure somehow. You can't see it, can you? I just hooked it over the table and squishing it. Maybe we can use the timer to count here. There you go. Oh, that is on there. Perfect. Yeah, so I don't have to mod them at all. I do have the parts. Like I said, it was like literally, I think it was less than $5 for $4 and something off of Amazon. I will link them down below for those of you, maybe earlier versions of this don't even have the clips on it. Supposedly the nubs only came on the X2HR from watching, I think I was watching like Zeos reviews. He also may be incorrect. I don't know. It seems like with the X1, at least at the time, once people found out that they were stuck on or glued on, people didn't try to fix them or replace them or update them. So it like maybe there's like, oh, it's glued on, I won't be able to get a replacement, or I'll have to glue them back on or whatever. But even this one that I saw that recommended those nubbins in there, they showed like what they all had to do to like fix the ear cups and stuff. If you just had another set of ear cups, you just put them on there. Worst case, you had to glue them again, I guess. So I don't know if that was just. From what I understand, the Dekoni pads came out definitely with X2HR era, maybe even close to the X3, based on watching videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I at least with my X1s, done. And here, like that, I'm gonna have to put as much or more force than it took. Probably more, because that's the 3M tape is all the way around it, providing a nice seal. Whereas on the originals, it was glue, not tape, but it was only on the 4 nubs. Yeah. But these are now comfy. Way better, way better. You can probably tell this is thicker and it has some retention to it. Way softer. It doesn't feel like you got freaking carpet on your head. These will be a nice improvement. Then I gotta get a cable specifically for them. That is one thing. You're gonna want a pretty small connector on this end, like get a pretty flush one, because the pads do cut into it over here. I think they've shown that in some of the other ones where you actually had to like notch it out yourself. In this case, I don't think it gets close enough. But it is, make sure you like don't have a big giant connector, 3.5 mil. It will not snap in. See, there's like that lip of ear cup there, right? So you definitely need something skinnier. Like here's this Sony one. It gets in the way because that's too big. That's also a screw-on locking connector, and it's a 4-pole. But you get what I'm saying. Here, if you look at the Phillips original, it's even skinny. It would work just. Don't recommend using this one. I don't know what they made this cable out of. Maybe they made it out of trees. I don't know. It just makes the headphones sound awful in every way. Like they're way more restricted. I'm gonna hold on to this just because it is the original cable for it. It seems like it should be nice based on like what it is and everything, but yeah, it's when people call it a high impedance cable, I was like, yeah, whatever. I got a big DAC amp, or a nice DAC amp with a big powerful amp in it, whatever. We'll just power through it. Just turn it up more. It makes it sound like ass. Like I said, with this cable, they sounded like $100, if not worse, headphones, not $300 headphones. I still don't think these sound like $300 headphones. The X2 HR on sale ended up being like about $150. I could see that. But remember, you can get Beyerdynamics on sale, like DT770s, 990s, for as low as $80. I've gotten them on sale. These now, the X1s I got for $80 used. So, I think the X1 just looks better. I also don't need, like, even if you Squeers tried these on, and he has plenty of room. Like, it only goes up to there on his head. On mine, you'll see when I pop it up there. So unless you have a really freaking big head, I wouldn't worry about getting the X2 HRs. Some people also prefer the sound of the X1s, which obviously will change somewhat because I changed the ear cups. But hey, I am up for changing the ear cups because those made it so I couldn't wear it reasonably. I would get headaches because it was such rough. Rough fabric wasn't it, but the what do you want to call it? The foam in there was so stiff that like there is no compression to it. It's just like hard. There, like it's just rock hard right there. Here, compare this to way more thickness there, way squishier. We'll have to wear these and find out, but hey, I could have put these on ages ago now. Had I known that underneath it all, there were pegs. And I could just put the 3M tape on and it would hold it. I thought I was going to have to add these. Well, I will link these in the description. I'll try to link the website that I referred it to, or referred it from. They went to an AliExpress link. I went to Amazon thinking it'd be quicker. It wasn't really, but I was able to get, in this case I got silver. Say you have an X2 that you want to put pegs on, not an X2 HR. They do make black ones. They make gold and some other colors too, because it's for making stuff like this, like these straps or bags or bracelets or wallets or like all stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different colors available. You just have to make sure you get the correct size. That was the big thing, and I have no idea why this. It's like a random, at least unknown to me, community website for a photography video review channel. Never heard of them. No idea why. Because they just seem to have a forum. And somebody was posting there about fixing their ear cups and like re-sewing them and everything. And then he's like, "Oh, or you could get these little nubs, and then that'll let you put regular headphones on." So I bought the nubs because there's so little info about ripping the head or the ear cups off of the X1 that I didn't want to risk it, like take them apart and not have the tools here to deal with it. Once I did, as you can see, I can't even fit my hand here. I don't hit the top. I'm still good, but if you have any bigger head than mine, X1s are not for you. X2HR or X3 if you don't mind dealing with their weird cable, because they are available and balanced, and I can imagine they might sound a bit better there. These Dekoni pads, though, are a million times better than what came on here. And I can tell you, they are sealed, because if I go like this to it, I can actually feel it pushing and pulling on my eardrum. So that 3M tape they had, like there is a little bit of felt, I think, on there that's supposed to seal those old ear cups. That 3M tape, that definitely seals it right up. So I gotta sit up for now. I'll probably just keep using my III cable because it's just a 3.5 mil to 1/4 inch. But I do have to get up a cable for these. I want something that matches them a bit, you know, because it's got the brown leather on top with some silver. I don't know if it's blue necessarily, but I'll get something made up that looks real nice. All right, guys. Well, sorry I couldn't actually get into like the snipping and cutting and drilling of